Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we got a quick update video here. We saw a trade happen yesterday I want to discuss, plus two massive signings in the Edmonton Oilers organization, including involving the best player in the entire NHL. We'll touch on all three of these big pieces of news coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to the video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this with all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And don't forget to stay tuned for videos coming out in the very near future. So in today's video, we got three things to talk about here. We're going to start off with a trade that happened yesterday that I want to discuss here today. It involved another long-term injured player being dealt to the San Jose Sharks. The trade was as follows. The San Jose Sharks acquired the contract of Ryan Ellis and a 2026 6th-round pick from the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for pending UFA forward Carl Grundstrom, as well as young defensive prospect Artem Guryev. So this is a very interesting pickup here for the Sharks. They got rid of one of their forwards. Like, they were going to be really pressed up for a lot of players to be getting NHL minutes on the forward group. So to get Grundstrom a fresh start, he'll be able to get a little more playing time in Philadelphia. Guryev's like a B-level, C-level prospect, so not a bad loss there. They get Ryan Ellis, who signed for 2 more seasons at $6.25 million cap hit. So he's going to be on the contract for the next couple of years. But once again, he suffered an injury a couple of years ago that ended his career. So he's going to go on injury reserve, and he's going to be able to help the San Jose Sharks continue to get closer to the cap ceiling. So with that in mind, they should be able to make a couple of trades at the trade deadline without having to worry about going under the cap floor now. So that's a very interesting pickup there. And they also get a 6th-round pick in 2026. Don't know where Philadelphia is going to place at that point. Could be a higher pick, could be a lower pick. They could use this trade fodder. They could try and make a draft day swap. No idea what's going to happen with that. But it does improve their draft capital for San Jose Sharks. From Philadelphia Flyers side, gets them out of the injury reserve space. They now have, I think, around $7 million in cap space, and they don't have to go into long-term injury reserve, which is very good news there for the Philadelphia Flyers. It does cost them a 6th-round pick, but they get an AHL level guy in Guryev, who I think eventually could maybe challenge like a third player role. It'll be like a 6-7 defenseman. So that could be a solid pickup there for Philadelphia Flyers, long-term being like a solid defensive-minded player. And they also got Carl Grundstrom. He's in the final year of his deal. He's got a $1.8 million cap hit. Coming off a solid season, I think he's a guy who can put up between 20 and 30 points, like 10, maybe 15 goals. So I think in a top 9 role, which is probably what he'll play in a Philadelphia Flyers organization, he should be really good. And if the Philadelphia Flyers are a selling team come the trade deadline, they try to retain a little bit of money on him, he could be a really solid trade deadline acquisition for a couple of teams and could even give Philadelphia quite a good haul. So a very interesting trade swap here as the Sharks acquire another injured reserve contract as well as a 6th-round pick. Well, the Flyers get a forward who can help their top 9 and potentially be a guy who they trade at the trade deadline, and a young defensive prospect in Guryev. So very interesting note there. And then we also saw 2 massive contract extensions in the Edmonton Oilers organization. First, they have signed Jake Walman, who they acquired last year's trade deadline, had a pretty good season last year, to a 7-year extension AV of $7 million. He's in the final year of his deal right now, so this deal will start as of next year. He's 29 years old. He's a left shot defenseman who can also play on the right side. Last year, he played in 65 games with Edmonton and San Jose combined, putting up 7 goals and 40 points. I think Walman's a decent player. He can put up between 40 and 50 points. He can have like 10, maybe 15 goals at the NHL level. So I don't think he's a bad player by any means, but I think 7x7 is a little bit of an overpayment for a guy who at his current point in time has a career high of 40 points, which was just this past year. So very interesting note there. Like, I think this is a little bit of an overpayment, but I think if he had free agency, it probably would have gone like $7 to $8 million. So very interesting note there, but the Oilers have another long-term contract on the blue line, joining guys like Bouchard and Nurse. So very interesting note there. And then the big guy winds up getting signed, the biggest player in the entire NHL. Connor McDavid takes a steal of a deal to stay with the Edmonton Oilers, who's entering the final year of an 8-year extension, AAV of $12.5 million. He gets a 2-year extension with AAV of $12.5 million. For people who thought he was going to get 15, 16, surpass Kaprizov $17 million cap hit, like, McDavid takes an extremely team-friendly contract. He's a 28-year-old center. He's the best player in hockey right now. This deal will take him until UFA status of 2028. So I think this is sort of like a period for McDavid to try and bring a cup to Edmonton. I think if by 2027 they don't have a cup, he's leaving. So I definitely think it's a very interesting scenario there. But McDavid signs a 2-year extension. Some people thought 3, some people thought 4. It's only a 2-year extension. So 3 years Edmonton has to try and win a Stanley Cup, whereas a very likely chance McDavid in the 2028 offseason will be gone. So he had 26 goals, 100 points in 67 games last year, arguably the best player in the entire NHL. So very interesting note there, but the Oilers do wind up getting McDavid signed, and that will not loom over their heads as we enter the start of the regular season. So very interesting note there. I'll let you guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts on the McDavid and Walman signings, plus the Philadelphia Sounds Day trade? I'll let you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. We're going to like this video, and if you're like to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to stay tuned for more videos coming out in the very near future. Also a blog coming with news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll link to that in the description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.